Congratulations to Arsenal Football Club and Mikel Arteta, a masterclass tactically. They win 2-1. They lift another record-breaking FA Cup. Brilliant scenes for them and their fans. All banter aside for the moment, which we will put aside for the moment because we love a bit of banter here at the Football Terrace. Deserved. Let me break this game down very, very quickly. Arsenal started off so poorly. They were open. They were easy to break down in the first 10 to 15 minutes. They conceded early, and it looked peak. I said in the build-up to this game, Arsenal needed to remain resolute. Arsenal needed to be compact. They essentially had to play, I'll use a positive word for it, the low-block pragmatic approach they had against City and against Liverpool, because if they opened up against Chelsea, they would be picked off. 15 minutes in, it looked poor. However, they saw a weakness. They saw a chink in the armor of Chelsea, and that was that Chelsea continued to play with a really high back line, and they kept on playing balls into the channels, and reverse balls from the channels, and they eventually got themselves a penalty. Chelsea then looked stunned, like a deer in headlights, and they couldn't find a way back into the game, and they got bodied for the rest of that second half. Every time they tried going forward, it was overturned, countered by Arsenal. Second half, Arsenal Football Club saw that Chelsea dropped the defensive line 10 to 15 yards deeper, so the long ball over the top was off. Arteta's men pulled off a defensive, pragmatic, park-the-bus, low-block masterclass, and these things are not to be disrespected. Not today, not next week, not ever. When I say this, what I'm about to say, I mean this with the utmost respect. Mikel Arteta, for me, could be the new Diego Simeone. He could be a peak Jose Mourinho. Buy him the right players, Arsenal. Back him with the right players, the quality players, and this boy could take you forward. The biggest problem Arsenal have got of becoming a top team again and not a mid-table team is investing in the right quality of players where you can still play like this against the big boys, but open up and be a bit more expansive and still win enough points against the smaller teams. Tonight was a masterclass over the course of the 90 minutes from Mikel Arteta. They then absorbed Chelsea. They got a little bit of luck. Aspie going off injured. Of course, Pulisic going off injured. But that was it. Chelsea were left with Mason Mount as their main attacking threat. Mason Mount. Mason Mount. I told you about that kid. He scored in the semi-final. It was a fluke. It was a horrible shot that David De Gea practically let in. Chelsea then let up. I sat on my live stream and said, Arsenal were going to pounce. They're going to get this goal. It was coming. It was written in the stars, and it was a brilliant. And I will call it low block tonight to not try and offend anybody. But playing a peak Jose-esque dogmatic style of football is not out of fashion. Fossil football doesn't exist. It's the application of the manager. Now, there'll be little nuances and little differences in how the teams transition. I don't care about that level of football discussion. Why does any football fan care about that level of detail when it comes to winning trophies? They shouldn't. Arsenal are the 2020 FA Cup champions. Mikel Arteta with a masterclass tonight. Forget what the future holds for just a few seconds. Tonight, Lampard was out-muscled, out-thought, outclassed, outplayed from front to back outside the opening 10 minutes. And he didn't respond quick enough. He didn't make the right substitutions at all. And a few little keynotes before we jump into the audience. Callum Hudson-Odoi, dead. Dead at Chelsea. When Pedro's brought on as a substitute, instead of you, when your team is behind in these moments, you're done. When you're not even starting when Willian is dropped, you're done. Never, ever, ever again, Chelsea fans, compare Reece James to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Please don't embarrass yourself. Defensively, not as good as him. And going forward, didn't create diddly squat. And he was a wing back tonight. One of the primary aspects of his play today was to be creative. There was nothing there. Great talent. But don't compare him to someone like Trent. Please don't. You're only embarrassing him. You're only embarrassing yourselves. It's as simple as that. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, no more slander on his name. Done it in another big game. That ends today, whether you're a rival of Arsenal or not. Stellar performance from him. But Arsenal fans, final word before I jump into the callers is with you. Embrace this new pragmatic approach. Embrace this new way of playing against maybe the slightly more superior teams. And then pray and beg and push for your club to invest. Imagine how more dominant you'd be in this style with a Thomas Partey, with an Upamecano, and with more strength in depth within your squad. And I mean, no disrespect to Ceballos and to Xhaka and to Luis. These guys are good football players. But the reason that Jose's and the Simeones won major tournaments and league titles playing this way, especially when they play the big teams, is because they had much better quality and depth. But we don't have to focus on that right now. As far as tonight's concerned, great performance from Arsenal Football Club. Stellar performance from them. Chelsea let up. Chelsea were absolute dog breath. Dog breath. We're going to jump into these calls now. I want your views. I want your opinions. We're going to open the lines for you to call in a few moments. We've got Prime David, Elite KJ waiting. Let's see what these men have got to say. Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm going to go straight into David. You were confident. You predicted a 3-0 win, I believe. I did predict 2-1 Arsenal, by the way. I
said 3-1. I did say 3-1, actually.
3-1. You got battered tonight. The scoreline is actually unfair on Arsenal. They outclassed you front to back. What did Lampard, in your opinion, get so wrong tonight?
I think the formation probably maybe should have gone with a 4 instead of a 3. I always say stop playing the 3 because it's ridiculous. And then, I mean, I'm not going to blame the ref. Everyone in the comments like, oh, it was the ref. No, right? Our 2 best players got injured, and yes, the ref wasn't great, but we lost. Like Lampard lost us that game. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Lampard lost us that game.
Are you insane?
No,
he did. Do you know who lost us that game? Do you know who lost us that game? Anthony Taylor lost us that game. Don't say
no. Don't get into.
No. Shut up. Just because he didn't play the formation that you liked does not mean that he lost us that game. He didn't lose us that game. He didn't. It was Anthony Taylor. He lost us that game. And Terry, you're capping if you're saying that Arsenal played better than us. They did not. They did not at all. They didn't. The second Kovacic got sent off, I knew that this was actually a fix. Did you see Martinez? He caught that ball outside of the box. Are you mad? Anthony Taylor cost us that game, not Lampard. Let's not play the blame game here.
Now Lampard.
Because if we lost that fair and square, hold on. If we lost that fair and square, I would have held my hands up. I would have been like, Arsenal outclassed us. That was fine. They didn't. They did not. Anthony Taylor had a horrible game. And on top of that, I don't understand what our medical team is on. What are they on? How are 2 of our players coming out with hammies? What are they on?
In fairness on that, this is the 19th injury that Christian Pulisic has had in 3.5 years. He is a very injury-prone boy. But for me, look, I get the frustration. So someone's really noisy. I don't know what they're doing. Their earphones are really, really noisy right now. I'm not sure who that is. I think I might be Neat. I know Neat said, I'll meet in a second, so I'm just getting a lot of feedback in the ears. For me, when I look at Lampard tonight, the reason I put it on him is, oh my God, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang just dropped the FA Cup on the floor. Getting caught out with long balls over the top for the whole of that first half after about 10 minutes, and no change was made. All your defense had to do was sit back by 10 yards. The second half, there's no way without Pulisic, you were going to, with Mason Mount and Giroud, you're not breaking down Arsenal. You're not breaking down.
Terry,
Mason Mount is the most overweight.
Guys, let me finish my point and I'll let you boys jump in. For me, you weren't breaking them down. You played into Arsenal's hand by letting them counter-attack against you. What you should have done from start to finish, in my opinion, is give them the ball and then gone, all right, you guys play. Let's sit back because you couldn't break them down. You lost your creative players.
That's what we do. But the thing is, though, when have we ever played like that this entire season? We haven't. Just. If you want to play like that, yeah, it could have been something that we would have practiced before. We don't play like that. We have never played like that this season. So if we say that we should have held off, let Arsenal have the ball, we don't play like that. Lampard played exactly how we played against Wolves. Like we just don't play like that. Yes, okay, we should have been a tactical change, but he would do that for a final. Why would you risk that for a final? I think if we sat back, we would have definitely.
It's not about risking it. It's not about risking it. It was about making an in-game change. When Pulisic, by the way, if you carried on playing like that with Pulisic, I think you'd have created an opportunity. The problem you had, as he came off, there was no creativity. So why are you attacking, leaving yourselves exposed when you don't have any creative players on the field of play? Go on, Prime. Go on, speak, mate. Go on, bro.
Okay. First of all, I don't want anyone to ever blame Kepa again. He is not the problem with our defense. It's our centre backs as well. He's also our problem. Two, we created enough chances. No, two, we created enough chances when we were 1-0 up. When it was 1-1, we created enough chances to score and win the game. Why? We don't take our chances. That is a problem with this team. That's why we brought in Timo Werner. Three, Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard, he got outclassed against Arteta, especially in the second half. He got outclassed and we deserve. We got outclassed and we deserve to lose.
Agree with is the second half. Once Pulisic came off, Lampard should have made a better tactical change. Fair.
Yeah, and also Callum Hudson. Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Done.
It looks like Pulisic. Pulisic. I don't know what his injury is like, but he could. Considering the fact that the season starts quite early in about a month and a half, I don't know if he's back fit for next season. Callum Hudson-Odoi. He might get a bit of a run out in the team, and we'll see what he can actually do. Because if he doesn't do anything,
I'm sorry. If
Ziyech's there, fam.
No. I'm talking about on the left. I'm talking about on the left.
If Pulisic is injured, then
Pedro is about to leave.
Yeah.
Pedro is gone, right? Pedro is finished at your club. You get an injury to your best attacker. Willian isn't playing. And you pick Pedro over Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi is absolutely cast iron finish. We're not taking Skype calls, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna give the link to call in on publicly in a few moments. Samuel, I want to go to an Arsenal fan though. Samuel, you there, mate? Give me your thought. Why were you so good today? We want to hear from you, bro. Unmute your microphone, though, bro. It won't let me do it because you've done it yourself. Yeah, you've muted it. I can't unmute.
You're waiting because you said it with your chest.
Guys, your microphone isn't connected. Come back in a few moments when your mic's connected, bro. Super chat here says Liverpool played a 4 against Arsenal and lost. City played a 4 against Arsenal and lost. What makes you think, hey, there's a goon? Look at that. Happy days. Happy Gooner. I'd like to hear from a Gooner. Put her on, please, Neats. Put her on, please, Neats.
Hi.
What's going on? How happy are you with that performance?
Ecstatic.
I mean, Neats is saying you didn't, but for me, you absolutely outplayed and outclassed Chelsea in every step of the game.
I wouldn't say outclassed. I still had jitters. Like, I think you can hear it in my voice. Like, I still was a bit worried because it's Arsenal. Like, this is what we just play it the hard way. Like, when Lampard made the 3 subs, I genuinely thought they could come back because Tammy, fresh legs. You've got Barkley, fresh legs. And Pedro was coming with force. Like, I had PTSD from Baku. So, but yeah, ecstatic. I'm over the moon.
Happy days.
Is this your revenge for Baku?
I would say yeah, but apparently it's not because we can't compare. So,
Yeah, you can't.
here we go. She nearly beat me up on the couch.
I'm telling you, Europe, win the European trophy, then we can talk.
Terry wants to talk to me, not you.
Terry, talk.
Woo! I love this game.
Flicking back at the hair that I'm liking here. I'm a fight, to be honest. I've done my money is a neat fight like that, to be honest with you. But no, listen, I thought Arsenal were brilliant. A gal now joins us as well, mate. Like, quite a few of us predicted Arsenal wins. Although I bantered you yesterday, I still said Arsenal would win. How happy are you with Arteta's tactical masterclass over Fat Frank Lampard?
Go on, give it to me, gal. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Go on, Igal. Let it rip. Let it rip, Igal.
First of all, guys keep saying Baku this, Baku that. At the end of the day, Arsenal, this is football heritage. If Mourinho ever told you one thing, this is football heritage. Arsenal in the FA Cup, this is our trophy. We 14 times in a row. I need to come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Wait, with your chest, Igal.
No, Igal, you are right.
Hey,
Igal, you're right.
This is not the European trophy. This is the FA Cup. This is the third time now Chelsea lost to us. So
you're right. No, Igal, you're right. And if you focus a bit less on the FA Cup and a bit more in Europe, you'd have a Champions League, but you don't. So
Prime. You don't act like you're a contender in the Champions League this year. You're already 3-0 down to Bayern. Okay. So
Yeah, and you were
keep it
5-1 down to Bayern. How many
Keep it
times?
down. Keep it down.
And you lost 5-1 how many
down.
times against
How are
Bayern?
you?
Keep it
How are
down.
you?
Keep it
Where are
down.
you?
Sorry,
Captain America.
5-1.
Captain America done for the season.
Where are
The
you?
season's
Where
dead.
are you?
The
Where are
season's
you?
done.
Season's finished anyway.
Where are
Season's
you?
What do you
done
mean
for
the
you
season's
guys.
dead?
Let's be real. Let's be real. Okay,
Who
yo, what did I
Anyway.
come on here for? I came on here to say we were looking for revenge and we got it. We won. We won our cup. Arteta is already got one over Lampard. He's got a trophy. Lampard ain't got
Yeah,
shit. And you
that's
guys
true.
Guess
put
what
him on
Lampard
the
has
same
that
level.
Arteta doesn't have? A Champions League.
Please,
A
we have a trophy.
Champions
We have
League.
Anita, what are you talking about? Anita, what are you talking about? Put respect on our team's name. We won a trophy. You're coming on here salty about the refs.
Okay.
You be making fun of me. You be making fun of me. I came on here salty about the refs. I'm talking about referees.
Igal, honest question. Igal, honest question. Arteta, congratulations, won his first trophy and everything. It looks like he will be a world-class manager. But how long and how successful can he be at Arsenal if he doesn't get backed?
Cool it. Why are we
No,
talking
no.
about Arteta's future?
That's
We
an
just won a
honest
trophy, dog.
question.
What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm not bantering.
Talk
I'm
about
not
the game.
bantering.
We
I'm
won
not
the game.
bantering.
We won the game.
Yeah, I'm not
Finally, Arsenal got a real
Terry's
decision
dancing.
because guess
Let's
what?
go.
I'm not
Jorginho should have
bantering.
been sent
Igal.
off in the league. If you remember
Igal,
the game in the league,
Why are you
Jorginho
not
should have
always
been
on
sent
edge?
off.
Yeah, and Igal,
So
Igal.
finally, a referee has called the game in Arsenal's favor, and guys are gonna go.
Wait, can I
Chelsea,
Terry?
I came on here and said that it wasn't the ref's fault. It was our fault. We had the chance. We had the chance to go 2-3 up.
And David, you are a capper. You're capping.
No, I'm not capping. No, Anita. A good. If we were good enough today, regardless of what the referee does, we should have won. That's how it is.
Regardless of going one man down, we should have won.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But I'm not talking about that. But Anita, don't lie. Anita. The first yellow card Kovacic gave away, there was no need for him to do it. He gave the ball away and then went in for a slide tackle. That's on him. If he doesn't do that,
How about this?
Guys, I need to ask a question. The second goal for Aubameyang, should it have been given a foul when Bellerin goes into the back of Christian when Christian wins the ball clearly?
No.
It's continuation. This is a contact sport. People get
No, Terry,
It's a
didn't
contact
Christensen
sport. People
go?
go into each other.
Didn't Christensen go into the back of Bellerin?
No.
Christian
won the ball, and then as he slides past Bellerin
Yeah.
back, like
Yeah.
goes hits him in the back. I'm just wondering. Sam, obviously you're good. You've come on. You've joined us. How proud are you of your team's great performance, but comeback. You were 1-0 down. It looked very ominous for the opening 10 minutes, but then you come back and slap Chelsea.
Listen, I am so happy. I can't stop smiling. You know what? Yeah, I feel like the first 15 minutes, Chelsea were actually playing well, and then something happened in the atmosphere. Something happened. Arsenal were like, nah, and we were putting pressure up until the end of the first half. And I was like, we have to keep this momentum, keep it going. The long balls, Chelsea did not like that. Loved that. Parking the bus, today was just, I'm happy.
You know what's brilliant about the park? I put these tweets out and people have really taken them the wrong way. I think that Arteta could, if you build the right team, he could be like Mourinho. He could do it like in these games. And everyone's like,
peak Mourinho. The same guy that Arsenal fans hate and criticize. Peak Mourinho.
Please.
Bro, no one cares about that. The point I'm making is this is that's why it's almost beautiful and poetic. Like Arsenal beat Chelsea today for playing Chelsea's most historic form of football. It's beautiful.
Terry,
What about
Terry?
Go ahead.
My interject as a neutral. All right, here we go. So, from what I saw, Chelsea started off with the better team, clearly.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know what happened. Actually, no, I do know what happened. The Arsenal judge kicked in. I'm telling you, FA Cup judge kicked in full force. Listen, how are they gonna loot their captain? Give away a pen, then him get injured, and then their best player get injured, and then get a second yellow for which is questionable, and also your goalkeeper handling the ball outside the box and not getting caught. The judge was out in full force, baby.
KJ, we finished with 9 as well. It just wasn't our day. Sometimes you just gotta hold your hands up.
No, listen, Arsenal. In my opinion, Arsenal were the better team. They defended better. They attacked better. Like it is what it is. But also on top of that, the Juju was when the Juju's out, when the Juju's out with full force, sometimes you just can't help it, fam. So
Hey, KJ, you know Kelechi from Arsenal Fan TV, he has his magic stick.
I
He
said
Judge.
this from day. I said logically you would say Chelsea would win, but because it's the FA Cup, because of what Arsenal always like when they're the underdogs in these finals, and just the sprinkle of Juju everywhere, they're going to win. I wanted reverse Baku, fam.
By the way,
it didn't happen.
I wanted that one more.
Martinez didn't touch the ball outside the box. Just seen the replay, 100% in the box. Not
The
handball.
ball was inside the box, right?
Yeah.
You know what I love about it, right?
Abba? What about Aubameyang? He always gets criticized. Doesn't show up in big games. Man City at Wembley. Guess what?
Wait,
in
that
the
second-
FA Cup
that
final
second goal
against
was
Chelsea.
Bro,
I think Aubameyang.
4 goals
I think
in 2
Aubameyang
big
was
games.
probably the
We
best.
can dead that
Aubameyang was
topic
definitely
never
like
again.
the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, Aubameyang, yeah, amazing. Great
All
today. I'll give you that.
criticism towards Aubameyang is done. No more.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he killed it in the last 2 games, no matter what. Listen,
yeah.
Neat, Sam, I appreciate you coming on. Egal as well. Got loads more calls to jump into. Appreciate you all coming on.
Peace.
Enjoy
No
your
worries.
evening. Smile again, please. I'll be back during the week. See you later on. Thank
Arsenal
you.
fans,
Appreciate that.
Arsenal
Take care.
fans, get your chest out.
Thank you.
Bang your chest. Come
got-
on, guys.
Where's Ghostwriter? Ghostwriter, come on! I want to see you gas now. I want to see you
Samuel,
gas.
you said it with your chest.
Guys, can you all stop talking a second? Sorry, we need to do this because we need to get we want to get through what people have actually got to say through this as well. We're going to add Samuel to this. We're going to add Laurie Neeks. If you are watching the live stream, please hit the like button right now. We need to hit the like button. First of all, Laurie,
Smash a like! Smash the fucking like! You get me? Smash the like!
Go on, do it.
Smash the like to Blumber Clot!
Yes, my guy. Yes.
Smash the blood clot like!
Let's go, baby.
Smash the like! Smash the like!
oh,
Yeah, baby! I'm not saying that we're back, but we did it! We did it! Prime, put some respect on our pussy clot name, you get me? Put some respect on the... I'm saying it with the chest. I'm saying it with the chest, you get me?
Come on.
We're building. But we're building. We're not back, but we're building.
You're building. For what money?
We're building.
For what
We're
money?
coming.
For what
We're
money?
not back, we're
For
building.
what money? For what money?
Don't worry about the money. What happened?
Okay.
What happened? The
I
ref,
know,
the ref.
Yeah, but if you can do this, if you can do this with no money, it shows me that you can win the Premier League.
Just remember, we're on our way back. We're coming back.
No.
We're on
My point is,
but we're on our way back.
No banter. My point is, if you can do this with the players that you have, who finished 8th, it shows me that with investment, Arteta can win you the Premier League. So my point is, where's the money?
Cool.
So where's the money? My point is, where's the money?
Respect to you. I'll give you that.
But my point is, where's the money though to invest?
It's in
Who
the
knows?
YouTube ads. YouTube ads. That's where it is.
Who knows? That's the same as how long is a piece of string? How long is a piece of string? It's the same analogy.
Sure.
It's the same analogy.
Where do you guys think you'll finish next season? Arsenal. You get top 4.
Wait, don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about next season. Let them
finish.
let them get.
Brian's just setting you up.
What I want to see is some respect on our name. That's what I want.
Let me ask some
I
questions.
want to hear about the ref.
Laurie,
I'm not going to like the match, but I don't want to hear about the ref. I just want some respect on our name.
I want to ask a serious question.
Imagine what a full squad can do. Imagine what investment can do.
Absolutely. Let me ask some questions here, right? So, are you happy? And I ask this because Arsenal fans scoff at Chelsea for years. Are you happy over the next 2 or 3 years under Arteta to play this way continuously against the bigger teams?
Listen, you know what I'm saying is points bring prizes. So I couldn't care less how we play. If points bring prizes, then I'm happy with that. As simple as that. Quoting you, Terry. As simple as that. If points bring prizes, I'm happy with that.
I agree with you. I look at it this way. I've been a firm defender of pragmatic football for years, saying got the right manager doing it, whose players are bought into him, they make it work. The only thing I agree with Prime on is that for you to really jump back to where you want to be, there has to be proper investment in the right players. I look at what Arteta's doing, and it deserves nothing but praise. There, Rita. Samuel, trying to quick word with you as well, mate. What you saying after today, mate? You predicted a win. You got it right, bro. How you feeling?
But I'm just feeling so high because we went 1-0 down. I thought it was finished. I thought we were finished. I was like, nah, it's Baku again. But then this is the new Arsenal, yeah? Arteta's Arsenal. Pow, pow, pow.
Is it the new Wenger, yeah? New Wenger.
Well, Wenger's more attacking, but Arteta...
No, but you said it with your chest yesterday. Come on, man.
No, success-wise, he can be the new Wenger. But the two different styles, but success-wise, he can be the new Wenger. If he gets backed, imagine, yeah, we're playing good defensively with these clowns in the back, yeah? Imagine if he gets good defenders. It will be a million times more.
It's funny because you said imagine if. So is there a worry that he won't get backed?
We have to wait and see.
Because like for example, people call Ollie this PE teacher, but at least the club, United, they are backing him and they believe in what he's trying to build.
Yeah, talking about Ollie, yeah, a quick one. You know how all you Arsenal man were saying, oh, Ollie's crap for playing counter-attacking football, oh, he's super lucky. Well, you man have done the same thing in the last how many games? So, is it that Arteta and Ollie are both good, or is it that they're both lucky and they're both crap? Which one is it? Because it can't be either or.
Both good. Do you know what? Let me there's one little thing here as well, right? Like, I'm not calling man out in a negative way, but Saeed, right, from the United stand, kind of took my park the bus tweet about. Mad thing is, bare Arsenal fans are commenting saying, bro, thanks for noticing. We love how we're playing. Big up that you're respecting Arteta. So he kind of called me out for making it sound like I was being negative. He kind of said, oh, you should respect what Arteta's done because a lot of planning and prep goes out into the training ground. This is the same guy who will cry his eyes out if Ollie does it against City and be like, oh, it's just like freestyle. It's not. To play pragmatic football, your planning, I think, actually has to be more intricate than if you're trying to play expansively. And what I love about what Arteta has done is that he knows that if David Luiz and Ceballos and Xhaka open up against superior footballing teams, he knows how to get beat up. So he doesn't do it. I love the fact that he knows how good his team is and is not. That shows a certain. And by the way, what Nate said about Lampard is true. You do only play one style of way, and that could be a hindrance for you because what you should have done in that game at the point that you were at in that moment is go, we can't break them down. Let's give them the ball for a minute and see if we can entice them out and then bang you counter. And there was no tactical awareness to do that. And the fact that he can't change his style of play until he builds a team that is the best, he won't win the major trophies. It's impossible.
That's why I said today was Lampard's fault. Like everyone's being like, "Oh, you're salty." No, it's facts. Like I think his team could have been better when we went 1-0 up. No, when they were playing it, they were trying to play expansive at the start, and then then the possession was a bit more balanced, and then we scored, and then after that I was like, "This is perfect. Let's just sit back, let them come towards us because we know that if they try and play us at football, we'll beat them." But instead, he kept it as the same. He played with the dramatically high line against one of the fastest players in the league, and then obviously we got punished. It is Lampard's fault. And
the thing with Lampard, the thing with Lampard is if he wants to build a team to play this attractive, expansive, whatever football, will he be giving enough time to get to that point? Because if he's not, he might have to change up his style and just
but Prime, you can see what's going on. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the quality of player. Like,
I know, but I know that, but that is my point. Until we get those quality of players, how much time will he be given?
But we're doing that now. Mason Mount's not going to be a starter next year. I know that.
Yeah, but what about but what about our defense? It's still an issue.
Our defense, right? It's been 3 days since the transfer window's been open. We still got like 2 months. So why?
My point is if we don't fix the defense. That's my point. That's my worry. We will. Okay, go on.
Laurie,
like Dave and Prime, I know that you threw a question at me, yeah, but Prime, you totally agree with me. Like, I like the direction that Chelsea are going in. I'm not going to front. You definitely need to sort out your defense.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I know.
I'm glad you can see that too. I'm glad that you can see that too.
Clearly, I've been saying this every time I've been on. It's not just the goalkeeper. We need because even with Martin, if Martin has played in goal for Chelsea all season, or Leno, we'd still be conceding goals.
No, I do get that. I do get. Boys, listen, Laurie, Samuel, thank you both for coming on. We're gonna jump on some more callers now. Enjoy your night, Laurie.
Smash the like.
Smash the like. Smash the like, baby.
One of my members as well, Laurie, been a member for a while on here. Next up, we've got Monster and we've got Ghostwriter in the house.
Yeah, Ghostwriter, give it to them. Let the gat sing, baby. Let the gat sing.
Two things here.
Yep.
Holding back and playing this pragmatic football, you call it. The first half, second part of the first half, after the 25 minutes, after the water break, we actually played attacking football and actually penned you into your own half.
No,
so
you didn't.
this whole thing about we parked past the whole game is rubbish.
Well, you watched the same game, mate.
So what I'm saying, yeah, watch the first half after the water break. Even Lampard said that you dipped after that, and we just put.
Yeah, no,
you
that's
were
because we
waiting
naturally
your-
do that. But then,
you were parking the bus.
Ghostwriter, when you go into the second half, right, for the first period until Aubameyang gets the counter, when you counter-attacked us and scored the goal, we were once again the team attacking. That's what you did. So your point is nonsense. Like, just accept you're a pragmatic. Ghostwriter, just accept. No, Ghostwriter, just accept that you're a defense.
Yeah.
You're a defensively solid team, and you counter-attack. I'm not gonna. I never said it was
Dave,
bad.
did you
No,
just
no,
say
I'm not-
Arsenal defensively
First half
solid
was
team?
counter-attack.
No, I'm saying
Second half, the first
I
half.
said to okay. Basically, today you're a good defensive team, and you were good at counterattacking. You didn't expand yourself out and try and open us up. That's not what happened. You
Yes,
counterattacked.
we did.
That's how you
Yeah,
got your goal.
we did. Go and watch the game
Let
again.
me just
Go and watch
control
the
this
game again.
David, what I would say is that there was a period as you started to move towards the end of that first half where Arsenal were thinking about it. Arsenal were more dominant. The vast majority of the openings, though, were coming from balls into the channels that were getting over the back line that was far too high. And Chelsea was shook, and then Chelsea was struggling to then play out, and Arsenal were winning the ball back on almost what you would call like mini counterattacks. But for the vast majority of the game, Arsenal played a pragmatic approach. And listen, when teams do play past the buck, even if you go and watch, sometimes it literally is. You'll take a famous example of Inter Milan versus Barcelona in the Champions League, where they're literally under the cost for 90 minutes. But in most games, there'll still be a 10, 15, 20-minute spell where the more pragmatic and defensive team has a bit more of the ball. And that's because teams can't play 90 minutes full throttle as a general rule. But the thing is, don't even take it as a negative. The way you saw in the opening 10 minutes when you were open, when by the way, when Ceballos and Xhaka were just daydreaming, they weren't really, for whatever reason, you didn't start well, how easily Chelsea opened you up. You then changed after that. The biggest mistake Lampard made was not identifying that your defensive line was too high after the first 2 or 3 balls over the top, because that's what put the pressure on. That's what got them back in. And this is the thing, right? People can get so entrenched in the intricate tactical detail of football. You speak to football players, they go, it's a very simple game. And you just look for the chinks in the armor of the team you're playing. And Arsenal found Chelsea's. And Chelsea didn't react quickly enough. And then in the second half, Chelsea came out strong. As soon as Pulisic gone off, I sat there, go back and watch it. I mean, you may or may not have been watching. I'm sitting there going, Arsenal. I actually was talking about Arsenal are going to build up and score in a minute. In the build up to them scoring, you could see it coming. It was obvious because of the fact that Chelsea had no potency in their attack. And the only way they could have scored in that second half would have been if Arsenal would have made a catastrophic mistake. But for me, this is negative on Arsenal that they have to play this way. It's a necessity because you don't have the overall quality from the back and the front that a Chelsea, that a Liverpool, that a City have. Are you more attacking when you play other mid-table teams? Yes. Are you more attacking early on in the season when you played Man United when we weren't as good? Yes, because it's more of an even game. But it's nothing to be negative.
It's clever management. Yeah.
Of course it is.
Can I
Wait. Ghostwriter had a second point. What's your second point, bro?
Yeah, my second point is that only in England we have this obsession about attacking. In Italy, it's actually an art form to defend. So there's another point as well. We like to make the attackers like this, like what it's all about. For in other countries, it's actually not the case. Defending is just as important and as credited as the attack. So that's another point. On top of that, I feel like, yes, Arsenal are not the finished article. We know that. I don't think Man United are. I don't think Chelsea are. I think we've all got weaknesses in some areas, whether that's defensively or attacking. I'm saying with Arsenal, I feel like, let me just finish this. So what I'm saying is with Arsenal, I feel like we are going in the right direction because we've got a manager that's very clever tactically. He understands his players.
That's right. What I would say, sorry to cut in on you on that, because I want to go to Monster. What I would say to you on that is this, and we go back to our original conversation. I don't necessarily think you're wrong about what Arteta's trying to do. I've never slagged the guy off. My concern, remember what I said is whether or not you financially back him, because you won't progress into the top 6 with this kind of squad, even with playing these kind of football. You won't, in my opinion. But if you were to add, I'm just throwing out 3 or 4 players of Thomas Partey's level into this team, I would then change my view and opinion. Monster, what are you going to say, bro?
I've only got 3 points and I'm going to get out of it. Number 1, I will personally drive Rudiger stuff to the airport and getting the hell out of my club because he's done. Number 2, the game was over once Pulisic came off. And number 3, Anthony Taylor, you're a cheat. I want you sacked. That's it. That's what
Monster, don't be like Ty. Monster, don't be like
Come
Ty.
with the tight energy, fam. Come with the tight energy. Keep going.
You know what I love about that? You know what I love about it? I if you lined up all the referees in the league, probably only 1 or 2 I'd know their names of. I looked at the game today. There wasn't very much for me the referee got wrong at all. The only decision I looked at where that was purely wrong, Mason Mount shouldn't have got booked for his tackle. Tobias clearly instructed the kind of contact, but everything else, it was a definite penalty. The ball wasn't outside the box when it was handballed. And Kovacic got himself sent off because he was a prick. He was stupid. Like he done himself.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
and Lampard off earlier.
The ref wasn't allowing the game to flow. Every little thing was a foul. It's like, let the game flow. This is a final. This is not. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but Monster, you have to admit in the first place, Kovacic shouldn't have got his first yellow. He gave the ball away in a really stupid position, and he slid in.
But the second foul wasn't worth. The second foul wasn't.
Yeah, but this is what I've been saying. If we had played as well as we know we can, which obviously we didn't, and things went wrong, and everything went wrong today. Like sometimes it is just not your day. The reason
the referee never gave us a chance to get back in the game.
No, but that's not the point. If you're good enough and you beat them.
I respect your opinions, but for me, it's not about the referee giving you a chance. You know, it's you have to create the opportunities. And the fact is, like, you got Hudson-Odoi that wasn't brought on when Pulisic came off. That's a cast iron mistake. You've let the Williams situation get out of hand. That's why it impacted you. You know, you decided to play this. You didn't move your back line forward. Lampard made, for me, 5, 6, 7 times as many mistakes today as the referee did. And if you're relying on referees to make sure you win games, it's always going to fall apart. But, bro, listen, I appreciate you coming on and having your say. We're going to jump into a few more calls as well. Monster, you're a legend. I appreciate that, mate. Next up, we've got TD Shifts in the house all the way
Sorry,
from...
can I just say, can I just say, everyone that's watching the stream, like, share on Twitter, share Instagram, wherever. Let's get this trending, everyone. Come on.
Appreciate that, mate. I really do appreciate that. I think I missed a super chat. TD, what you saying, bro? Thank you for your contribution in super chat. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Oh, I can't hear you, bro. Call back with a better line, mate. That's really, really quiet. Someone's just actually sent me a picture of the handball and this from a different TV angle that we haven't been exposed. Do you know what I love, right? Is when people go, see, it was handball outside the box because this TV angle shows it. And I sort of sit there and think, well, I wasn't shown that TV angle by the BBC, so I don't know that. But this is what they're showing on there.
Wait,
oh my God.
Wait, that's photoshopped. Nah,
that's
photoshopped. It has to be.
It can't be that blatant. It can't be. Surely not. When I first looked at it, I thought straight away he's picked it up outside the box. But
the thing for me is, I get all these points that people make, but from my point of view, I'll always stand by what I've always said in these situations, and that's just if you're relying on the referee to make you winners, you've got a problem. You know, I wouldn't blame referee. Josh, welcome back to the show, mate. What do you want to say, bro?
Hi, thanks for bringing me in. Obviously, sad about the result, but up the Blues, man, up the Blues. I love my team. I love Frank. We got top 4. We go again next season with Werner. Hopefully, Havertz. Let's buy some defenders in the transfer window, and we go again next season. And honestly, like the referee can go, can go somewhere else because that wasn't another yellow. He shouldn't be sent off. The game was over when Pulisic went out and Asby went out. The game was over. I already knew it. So it just wasn't our day, but we go again next season. Up the Blues.
I hear that. Wayne, what do you want to say, bro?
This was embarrassing. Like, when Asby got sent off, gave away that penalty.
Don't fall in the trap.
Like,
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Come on.
he needs to go to the gym. Like, he can't be fucking
Why are
getting
you putting him in a
Ooh.
bro? It's an injury, man. It's literally an injury. It happens to
Nah,
everyone.
That's a muscle injury.
Still
We
needs to
have
go to the gym.
Wayne, we have 3 people injured today at 3 different times. We can't do much of it. It's just,
Yeah.
it was just not our day. This is
And, Matt,
like,
and they
exactly.
were calling him Captain America. No super soldier serum, fam.
everyone in the
Free
comments is like,
soldier
David,
serum.
why are you like smiling and you seem happy? I'm like, because sometimes it's not your day, and I see where my team is going. So yeah, we lost.
Yeah,
It was a
exactly.
shame,
Exactly.
but
I
I
agree.
know where the team is going. So I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, boys.
I'd rather be Chelsea than Arsenal. Come on, let's be honest.
In it, facts.
Can I just say something? We have won a trophy this season. Only us and Liverpool this season.
No, it's Man
And
City
Man
too,
City.
fam.
And Man